Welcome to the channel. Today we got something special. I've had a lot of requests for people asking this same question, and the question is, why would I want to do anything to my bike at a motorcycle rally? Stay tuned, and I want to give you some examples of why you want to. Just to let you know, I've been doing my motorcycle repairs at motorcycle rallies for over 20 years. And you wonder why? Why would you want to do something like that? So today we're going to get into it, and I'm going to explain to you why I do it and why it's a good idea to have this done when you're out and about. First thing, when you go to a motorcycle shop that's in your area, let's say I want to put some new pipes on my bike, or I want some new handlebars on my bike, or I want a new seat on my bike. You know, the things that they don't have is they don't have a way for you to try something out. You know, a lot of times they do. You know, if you go to a Harley dealer, they may have some seats that you can try out and things like that. But most of the times, like handlebars, exhaust, things like that, they don't have that to where they can hear a demo of what that's going to sound like. And that's some of the things that we like about going to a motorcycle rally and getting parts. You know, if I want to get some new slip-ons, I want to hear what they sound like. You know, do you want something that's going to be great for performance? Do you want some good sound? You know, these are questions you can go around to Vance and Hines, you can go to Cobra, you can go to all the manufacturers at the rallies and actually talk to them, hear the bikes that have the pipes on it, and they may even have a bike that's, you know, that might be just like my bike, that I can hear exactly what it would sound like on my bike. So that's one of the first things that I want to know, is I want to make sure I'd be able to hear what I want and see what I want. You know, when I got ready to get my handlebars, it was kind of the same thing. I went over to the Bout Customz. He sat me down, we talked about different kinds of bars, he had me feel them, set on a couple of the bikes that he had, and you know, to give me the right bike. The next thing he did is when he got all done, I sat back on the bike, I was able to sit there and get it adjusted like I wanted. Then he had me go out for a quick ride, come back and see if I needed to have it readjusted. You know, those are some of the things that I hear when I talk to some of the, you know, some of our subscribers. They'll tell me that, you know, they had new shocks put on their back, just like my bike. I had Legend shocks. You could just see right here, I had Legend shocks. What's nice about having something done at the rally, one, I can see what they're doing. I can ask questions. I can see concerns that I might have. They can answer for me. And then when I get done, I get on the bike, I take it out for a ride. And in this case, we took it out 3 times before they got it set exactly right. And some of the times when I talk to some of our subscribers, they'll say, hey, they put all new shocks on my bike, front and back. When I picked it up, it was sitting in the parking lot. They didn't ask me what my weight was. They didn't ask if we were riding 2 up. They just, you know, which I'm pretty much assuming they're just taking it out of the box. However it's set, that's how they're putting it on. I don't know. But that's one of the things I like about a motorcycle rally is you can check this out. I had a lot of engine work done on my bike over at Speed Performance Plus, and you know, I can see what they're doing. I can have them explain to me what they're doing. I can see on the dyno, I can see the printout sheet. The idea is you can see what's going on. You can talk to the technicians that are actually working on your bike, to where a lot of times you go to, let's say, a dealer or a big shop, you may not even know who worked on your bike. You know, I wanted to get new speakers and a new amp. So we went around and we checked it all out. We found Fosgate up there at Black Hills Harley Davidson. They had the Fosgate dealer there. I could hear a bunch of the different bikes, and he actually said, what do you want to do? Do you want to have some rumble and bass when you're riding around town? Or do you guys want to hear when you're traveling on the highway, do you want to hear the music? Well, in my case, I wanted to hear the music driving down the road. So that's what I got. Same thing. I could take it out, ride it. If I had any problems with it, I could still come back, and they're there to take care of it. The next thing I want to talk about is my Dakota Gages. I actually went to the fairing exchange, and you know, they installed them. And what's nice about going to the vendors is, one more thing I want to say, it's just like the fairing exchange. They probably have done thousands and thousands of fairing that they've replaced inner fairings on. For them, it's an hour. You go someplace, a dealer or an independent person, they could be there 3 or 4 hours. They don't have the experience. You know, they might do something wrong because they haven't done it that much and they haven't seen it that much. Fairing exchange in an hour, you're out the door. One of the other things which is nice about the fairing exchange when they're at some of the bigger rallies, they actually have the factory rep there that actually sat down and he explained on one of my videos for you guys all the different settings and all that stuff. Who better to talk to than somebody from the factory? And that's one of the things you see at some of the big rallies, Sturgis, and also in Daytona. You'll see the factories there. You know, they'll send somebody down from the factory to talk to you. So you're actually getting exact estimate, exact information that you need to have for making your making your right buying decision. Because everybody's got to make a decision on what you want to do. How do I want it? How do I like it? One of the other questions that people always come up to us and ask is, what happens if let's say I was just in Daytona And I get home, I spent $10,000 on my bike at one of the shops, and now something's wrong. My lights aren't working, or something's not wrong. What happens? Well, what we have is we have a big list of vendors that are down below here that you can click on, that we always talk to on a regular basis, and they stand behind their work. It's just like here, Speed Performance Plus, actually where we're at out here in Arizona, they've got a shop out in Kingman. They don't own it, but they know the gentleman. All their parts mostly are S&S parts that they're putting in the engines and things like that. They'll get warranty parts, and they'll pay him the labor to fix the bike if there's a problem. So that's some of the things that our vendors that we have will stand behind their products. If it takes, they'll find somebody to take care of you in your area, so you don't have to wait. You know, maybe I came from Canada. I don't want to go all the way back down to Florida to get my bike fixed or go wherever they're from. So we cover that for you and get you that great information. And we also guarantee all the people that we give shout outs for, we guarantee their work. So if you've called them and you've had something done, you can call us after you've called them. Call us, tell us what your situation is. We'll call them and we'll be a mediator in between you and them and see if we can solve that problem for you guys. You know, I've had a lot of work done on my bike. I've had everything from, this is actually my third Harley Davidson that I've had. Tam's had 3 too. But on my bike, my first bike, I had Speeds, did a lot of work on the engine, made it run a lot better. I'm not a big dealer guy. I buy my bikes from dealers, but I don't really have a whole lot of work done by dealers. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a dealership. But once again, that's one of the things I was an auto mechanic for over 20 years. I love to talk to people if I'm going to have something done, especially if you're going to some of the rallies, you know, especially the exhaust. Most of the places that are doing the exhaust will install them for free. So that saves you some money. And you can get everything done. You know, we go down there in one day and get my motor completely overhauled. You know, you can have handlebars done in about an hour and a half. You can have the stereo put in an hour. So what I also do is I call and make appointments. All the big vendors that we recommend down here, you can contact us if you can't get a hold of them. And you can make an appointment if you're going to Panama City or going to Galveston or you're going to, you know, Sturgis or Daytona, Myrtle Beach. We can get you that contact information to where you can set the appointment up. And what's nice about that is you can make sure that when you get there, they've got your parts in stock. They haven't sold them. Plus, I like to do all my work as soon as I get there, before everybody else decides they want to do something. So if I need some work done on my Speeds, I call them up and say, hey, you know, guys, this is what I've got. What do you guys recommend? And then we talk back and forth on the phone and figure out what parts I want to put on my bike this year. And then they'll say, we got them. Here's the price. We'll see you in whenever. So this is one of the reasons that I highly, highly recommend doing work at motorcycle rallies. Now you do have to watch because like I say, my friend Art many, many years ago, this is kind of why we do our channel the way we do with the vendors, because he had a big vendor that isn't in business anymore, basically screwed him. Had the work done, we chased the guy down. He actually just told us to F off. That's pretty much what he told us after $1,500, and this is like 15, 20 years ago. So that's a lot of money you spent back then for the work he had done, and the guy just told him to screw off. And you know, what are you gonna do? So from that on point, that's when I started thinking, and when we started our YouTube channel 4 years ago, we wanted to make sure that we only covered reputable vendors, because there is a lot of shady vendors everywhere. You know, there's people out here that are, you know, we got screwed at an RV show. We bought something and guy gave us his email and said, hey, any trouble, call. I get home, plug it in, and it don't work. Get an email, no such company. Track him down, can't find him. I lost the $100 we spent for the product. You live and learn when you know, on these situations like that. But here's what we try to do is we try to help you out. So that's one of the reasons I highly recommend doing your buying at a motorcycle rally, because one, you can sit down and you can talk to the people, you can see the products that they're selling, you can feel the products that they're selling, you can, a lot of times they've got demo bikes there that you can see what their handlebars or their seats are on it, or you know, whatever you're having done. Maybe they have a bike there with lights already on it. You know, Ciro's got a lot of bikes sitting there. They can show you what their cup holders look like, what their phone charger looks like. You know, Ric Rack's got the camera mounts and stuff on their bikes. So they can show you that because they got their bikes sitting there. And also with their exhausts and their shocks and things like that on it. So you can kind of see things, you can kind of compare them and things like that. So that's one of the reasons we highly recommend them, because anywhere else you go, a local shop, a dealership, if you went in there and said, hey, I want some fat bagger bars. Okay, what ones you want? Well, I don't know. Well, you figure out which ones you want and we'll order them for you. That's pretty much the way it goes, because they don't know. Same thing with exhaust. The guy that you're talking to is probably going to sell you whatever slip-ons he has on his bike. Not saying that that's what you want, because it all makes a big difference. When you start talking to these people, you end up finding out a lot of things, just like slip-on exhaust. They're not all the same. You know, if you want to get out here and if you want to have those big numbers in horsepower and torque, you need to have single exhaust going out the back. You know, and that's what you need. Tab's one of the big ones out there. And you know, we're not gonna get into talking about that, but I mean, I'm not for performance, we're for cruising. I wanted something that sounded really good, and that's the pipes that I picked on mine. I got the shocks that I wanted. We have Legend shocks. I got the fat bar handlebars, but this is all things that I checked out and made me feel comfortable when I bought it. There's nothing on my bike today that I regret that I bought. Now, there's things that we bought in the past, and we got a video come out, probably just came out the other day, that talks about camera mounts. We got screwed on the first camera mounts that I bought. Didn't work out quite right. That's why I decided to make another video and show you guys the best camera mounts to buy. If you're gonna do YouTube or you just wanna have videos to show your friends. Best mounts you've ever had, they're all metal, way to go. So that's the things you find when you go to a rally, is you find all this great stuff. You know, you take your bike into the dealer or maybe even the shop down the street from me and say, hey, I want some Legend shocks on. How long was it gonna take you? Oh, it's gonna take me about 2 weeks to get them in, and then we'll make you an appointment, and maybe in a week or two after that, and then, you know, it'll take us all day to put them on. I can go down to the next rally, and in about 2 to 3 hours, my bike's done, front and back. So, and then I'm off riding. So, and then if I need them adjusted, I can bring them back and they'll adjust them right on the spot for me. So, you know, where else can you do that at other than a motorcycle rally? Sometimes the things aren't always the cheapest, you know, but if you're comparing dealer prices and things like that, you're gonna get pretty good prices. I buy my tires when we're at the rallies too. So, you know, pretty much most of my buying and spending is at the rally, and I have no problem with that. Let me know what you think down here in the comments on this video. Do you buy your stuff at rallies? Do you do all your work at the dealership? Are you happy? Are you satisfied with what you're having done? Are you good with the money that you spend? Let me know down here. I appreciate you guys hanging out today. You know, subscribe to our channel. We also have now a premium YouTube down here on YouTube. If you join down here, we also got the sticker club that we put you up and we know who you are when we're on lives and things like that. And also we have now that we're going to be doing 2 lives a month for the pay group down here at $7.99. And what we're going to be doing there is telling you some things that we can't really talk about here on YouTube. Tell you about some of the issues that we've run across over the time we've had YouTube. You know, not so much of a, you know, bitch session, more of just giving you an insight of how we deal and things like that. And then also you guys can email us and we'll have questions that, you know, we can talk to you if you have a topic that you want us to talk about. Because sometimes there's just things that I can't do on YouTube because there just isn't enough content there to make it worthwhile for people to see because they won't watch it. So to do a video that I could probably put on here on the $7.99 deal, we could put a video up there for something small. And one, I'm making a little bit of money because you guys are paying to watch it. So check that out. We do have t-shirts and stuff. We're revamping our t-shirts, so we're gonna have some new designs coming out soon. We got a bunch of new stuff here coming out because starting in February, we'll be heading down to Daytona for all the new rallies going on, and we have a big year next year. We still got a lot of stuff going on this year. We're going to the SEMA show that's in Las Vegas. I've been wanting to go for years, and we got media passes. And after that, we've got the Mecum auction that's gonna be in Las Vegas. It's the largest motorcycle auction in the world. Last year, they sold the #1 most expensive Harley Davidson in the world, sold for $1 million. Where else can you see this kind of stuff? But you can check that out on our channel and we'll show you all about it. Even last year we met Mike Wolf from American Pickers. We got him on the show. So it's kind of neat, kind of special. So keep watching, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and we'll see you guys on the next video.